Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And my name is Fikry bin Bakru Rozi. And in this video, I will talk to you about the presentation for my subject, Philosophy of Islamic Science, under the umbrella of necessities of Shariah in relation to the invention of new technology. So, the new technology that I want to highlight here is the invention of digital currency. So my topic will be 5 necessities of Shariah, that is maqasid Shariah, and in relation to the invention of digital currency. So first of all, in this video, I will introduce to you the introduction, that is what is the problem in the digital currency, and next the objective of this presentation. Next, we will go on to the discussion on what is currency, what is digital currency, and its issues among from the Islamic perspective. And we are going to also see what is the meaning of maqasid Shariah. And based on that discussion that we are going to have, we will know the digital currency in light of maqasid Shariah and what is the future prospects to our future. And lastly, we are going to have a conclusion to this presentation. So carry on. So currently we are using fiat money or paper money that we always call in our transaction involving the buy and sell of goods, the use of money in our everyday lives, and etc. So basically, this fiat money or paper money is sanctioned by the authority, that is the central bank of the government. And however, the use of paper money have caused many various problems, which in relation to this problem have caused many instability to the economy and the society as a whole. So basically, mankind in response to these problems have come up with many of new innovation in which to solve these problems, and they use many kinds of methods and mainly use the scientific method in relation to digital world. So basically, the early 2000s have seen the rise of the digital technologies, and basically they opt to a new kind of innovation that is called digital currency. And next, for that reason, for that problem, the objective of this presentation firstly to analyze the Islamic view on digital currency. Secondly, to examine the perspective of maqasid Shariah on digital currency. And next, to discuss the benefit of digital currency will give to the Islamic world. And first and foremost, on our discussion on what is currency, digital currency, and its issues. So firstly, before we are going to understand what is digital currency, we need to understand first what is currency or money. So basically, currency or money is a medium of exchange and measurement of economic value. And a very important point to be noted here is that it is not a type of commodity that can be traded and expect of return without engaging it in a productivity activity. Basically, it is just a medium, a method in which we are going to use it to exchange our goods. And basically, the use of money arises because previously we used a barter system in the mankind history to exchange our goods, but this barter system has its flaws, and its flaw is it cannot represent a true value of the property that we have. So the mankind come up with a new kind of innovation that is called money. And according to Merriam-Webster, money or currency is something generally accepted as a medium of exchange, a measure of value, or a means of payment. And long time ago, we have many kinds of money. We use gold, we use silver, and some of the civilization use some kind of shells of a snails to use as a currency of money. But in this modern world, mankind has choose to use paper, and this is called as fiat money. So fiat money is basically a money that the central bank has put certain money in it, and basically we rely on our trust that this paper, just a piece of paper, have value on it. So basically, fiat money does not represent a real value in its own design, rather than a mere unit of account to represent the value of commodities, and its quantity is supplied and controlled by the central bank of each country, in which the bank controls it through monetary policies to achieve economic stability. So, what is the problem concerning the use of money in our daily life? So, we going to see on the Shariah perspective of using the paper money. So basically, the secular reasoning that we can call it is because the use of paper money is based on man's reasoning alone. There are no supportive authorities from the Quran and Sunnah in using this paper money. And we can say that the use of fiat money is not Sharia compliant, since it creates purchasing power value out of nothing, from nothing, because we purposely create a value and put it in a paper, and we only rely on our trust in it. And basically, because of this fiat money, it has caused many problems, and it is related to many economic recession problem in the past, because this fiat money has created a new concept that is called inflation, and it is also exposed to loss of value of currency, and this has led to other harmful socio-economic problems, such as in the past we have the ASEAN financial crisis that has affected Malaysia, Thailand, and various countries in the world. Many scholars have compared the use of fiat money to gold and silver, which have its own intrinsic value, because such paper money does not hold such attributes, leading to several scholars to deem it to be non-compliant to Sharia. In the Islamic perspective, money in Islam, we first refer to the definition from Sheikh Osmani. It says that money refers to something which has following three attributes that can be used as: firstly, medium of exchange; secondly, unit of account; and thirdly, store of value. So we have understand what is the definition and the concept behind money, the fiat money, the paper money. So we move on to the what is digital currency. Digital currency is an innovation that uses a technology that is called a blockchain technology. So it is a mutual distributed ledgers, and its function is allow users to track, record, and verify all the transactions in network to ensure its validity and security. So many of private entities has developed this technology, and one of its famous one of the famous digital currency that is we have known as Bitcoin also use this kind of technology. It is a cryptographic ledger shared among all the users on the network to verify transaction and add them to a block of other chain transaction to ensure the integrity of transactions and avoiding issues such as double spending. The issues in using digital currency is because, firstly, there are no proper authorities that govern this type of currency, because it is developed by private individuals, and basically it is fully decentralized, in which government does not look to it in a promising way, since it cannot be manipulated to control certain economic outcomes. Also, they cannot be considered as legal tender because of its development by private individuals or entities by the monetary authority. Now we move on to what is maqasid Shariah. The first concept of maqasid Shariah is to jalb al-masalih, that is to serve the interests of the society, and daf'u al-mafasid, to save them from harm. This is the basic concept of maqasid Shariah. So according to Abu Hamid al-Ghazali, the very objective of the Shariah is to promote the well-being of the people, which lies in safeguarding their faith, that is deen, their lives, nafs, their intellect, akal, their posterity, nasl, and their wealth, mal. Whatever action that ensures the safeguarding of these five serves public interest and is desirable, that is maqasid Shariah. And whatever hurts them is against public interest and its removal is desirable. So basically it is the protection of the public interest based on five aspects. And according to Ash-Shatibi, the primary goal of the Sharia is to free man from the grip of his own whims and fancies, so that he may be the servant of Allah by choice, just as he is one without it. And according also to Ibn Ashur, the all-purpose principle of Islamic legislation is to preserve the social order or the community. So I want to note here that is to preserve the social order or the community and ensure its healthy progress by promoting the well-being and the righteousness of the human being. The well-being and the virtue of human being consists of the soundness of their intellects and righteousness of their deeds, as well as the goodness of things of the world where they live that are put at their disposal. The uppermost objective of the Sharia rests within the concept of compassion and guidance that seeks to establish justice, eliminate prejudice, and alleviate hardship. So basically, under the umbrella of maqasid Sharia, and in relation to our discussion here, we are going to see on the perspective of mal, there are five central points that must be noted in our action in protecting our mal. That is the maqasid Sharia of mal. So preservation of wealth is one of the fundamental and universal principle of Sharia, for failing under the Daruriyah category. Firstly, we must the preservation of wealth through the protection of ownership, preservation of wealth through acquisition and development, preservation of wealth from damage, preservation of wealth through its circulation, preservation of wealth through its value protection. So we have complete our discussion about what is the digital currency, what is the issues behind it, and what is maqasid Sharia, and let's look on our finding. The purpose of maqasid Sharia of mal is the preservation of wealth to the protection of ownership. So basically, this digital currency can achieve it because it has an encryption feature. So this encryption feature will protect us from will protect our property from being taken by someone else, because it is protected by means of there are some sort of coded property behind it that others cannot take it from us. And also, it is not in a physical form, it is in a digital form, which means that we are protected from harm that come from physical action. Next, we have the preservation of wealth through acquisition and development. Why the digital currency can achieve this? Because it can be traded and secured by the ledger. So this ledger was governed not by the one authority, but by all. So it is basically the technology that will safeguard this acquisition and development. And next, preservation of wealth from damage. This digital currency is in digital form. It is not exposed to any physical damage, and because it is in a digital form, we can ensure its safety because we can create many backups. It is in a database, and this database is secured because it is protected by the communities itself. And next, we see that preservation of wealth through its circulation. So basically, why this digital currency can achieve this? Because it have its own intrinsic value in compared to the fiat money or paper money. this Bitcoin have its intrinsic value, which means that it can be circulated and not subject to the issues faced by the fiat money, that is the inflation. And also this circulation is trustworthy because of the trustworthy ledger system that use the blockchain technology. And last and foremost, the preservation of wealth through its value protection. This digital currency have its own intrinsic value. It is free from market manipulation and inflation that was faced by the use of paper money. And basically, we can say that because of its it's free from market manipulation and inflation. It's free from riba. It is compliant with Shariah principle. But this is just the positive outlook of the digital currency. But it is to be noted here that this is just the positive outlook of the digital currency from the Maqasid Shariah perspective. Because this digital currency is in its early development, there are no regulating mechanism in it that cause this digital currency to suffer from many issues involving its legality. Mainly, this digital currency, because of there is no regulating mechanism, it is used in the trading of illicit trading. And also, many government does not want to support this digital currency and opt to develop their own digital currency. We can say that this digital currency have potential to be an alternative to the conventional currency that has many that exposed to many problems. So that's all from me in this video. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment below. And thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi